Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the China-ASEAN New Smart City Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition. So for those of you who are joining us right over here via YouTube, Facebook, we'd like to encourage you to simply give us a like and, of course, leave some comments. And don't forget to share it out. So if you can see me and hear me, be sure to just leave a comment or even tell me where are you watching from. Now, this is reaching out to all of our friends all over ASEAN. So whichever country you're from, just say hello, good morning, so that I too will be able to interact with you. 所以在线上朋友们，大家早上好，非常欢迎您出席2020年中国东盟新型智慧城市协同创新大赛。My name is Karen. It's a pleasure here being your host for this morning. 所以呢，所有在线上朋友们呢，这时候呢，想邀请你，如果说你是通过 Facebook 来观赏的话呢，赶紧给我们一个赞，好不好？然后呢，记得帮我们分享出去。那如果说呢，你看得到也听得到我的话呢，也欢迎你可以在留言区那里头呢留言，告诉我你到底现在目前呢到底是在哪里呢？因为我们今天这个节目呢是希望呢能够就是让所有在亚细安地区的朋友们呢都同时来观赏来参与。So to all of you, tell me where you are from, okay? Okay, so of course I see the main admin page saying hello already. So everybody else, if you can, just say hello to me. All right? 所以呢，朋友们，希望你呢都可以赶紧前来参加我们今天的这个活动，那就是2020年中国东盟新型智慧城市协同创新大赛。So quickly, like and share. We would like to reach out to as many people as possible. 所以呢，也希望呢可以通过大家的分享呢，我们可以让更多朋友呢知道，其实有那么棒的一个比赛正在进行着。So we'll see Caleb from Singapore, Andrew from Singapore, as well as Ethan. Hello to all of you. So, okay, tell me more about yourselves, okay? 所以呢，朋友们，希望你呢可以赶紧点个赞、留言。我们希望呢有更多朋友参与我们今天的这个直播。So of course, we're looking forward to having each and every single one of you joining us here. So if you think you've got any friends who fits the bill for what we're looking for, then be sure to tell them about this amazing platform. So yes, I see more of you. I see Rachel from sunny Singapore, same over here. And of course, we also got Benjamin, JS Chong, Mike. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, don't forget to like and share, all right? 所以呢，在所有线上观众朋友们呢，大家早上好，赶紧前来我们这里头呢，给我们一个赞，然后帮我们分享出去哈。So please do help us. And of course, we hope to reach out to even more of you. So, of course, everybody, this is the China-ASEAN New Smart City Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition. It is amazing how technology has simply transformed our lives. Now with COVID-19, unfortunately, many people around the world are all in lockdown. But nonetheless, technology continues to connect you and I. And this would not have been possible, if it was some time back. So isn't it amazing how things have changed in leaps and bounds, which is why we are on the lookout for the most brilliant minds to bring true fantastic technology to have breakthroughs in our smart living. And your idea might just be the one that we are looking for. So, of course, we also see Brian saying hi over here, Yue Ming as well. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. So once again, to all of our friends who are joining us, good morning and a very warm welcome. My name is Karen. It's my pleasure to be your host for today. This is the China-ASEAN New Smart City Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition. 所以所有在线上朋友们，大家早上好，非常欢迎您参与我们今天的活动，那就是2020年中国东盟新型智慧城市协同创新大赛。我是燕姐，非常荣幸能够担任今天的这个司仪活动啊。So of course, everybody, this event is hosted by Nanning Municipal DNR Commission as well as Nanning Foreign Affairs Office, organized by Cloud-Based Big Data Industry Development. Now, the ASEAN division, which is what this event is all about, is organized by the 2B Campus and co-organized by SCAPE and Singapore University of Social Sciences. 今天这场大赛主办单位是南宁市发展和改革委员会，协办南宁市外事办公室。 同时，非常感谢云宝宝大数据产业发展有限责任公司的承办，而亚细安的分赛则是由独臂指南针承办。同时，也非常感谢 Scape 新加坡国家青年发展中心以及新加坡新月社科大学联合呈现。So everybody, like I was mentioning earlier on, technology is truly a breakthrough. So we are on the lookout for individuals, organizations, companies, startups, simply anybody located over here in ASEAN. If you think you've got the winning pitch, then this may very well be your breakthrough opportunity. So we hope to have many of you brilliant minds come joining us together, and together may we bring true even more improvement to mankind, not just to Nanning, to ASEAN, or even the worldwide. This could be very well your opportunity. So of course, to all of you who are watching us live, good morning, welcome. Now, if you've got any idea, if you know anybody who just fits the bill, then be sure to tell them about this amazing platform because we would love to have them join us. 所以呢，说真的，科技呢是为我们的生活带来很多很多的便利。就如现在呢，因为新冠病毒呢，大家呢都不得不离开家门，可是同时，科技也让你我呢更进一步的联系在一起。想一想，如果说呢是好几年前的话呢，或许还不可能，但如今因为科技的发达，我们才可以享有如此的便利。所以如果说你认识任何的朋友、家人，他符合我们的要求的话呢，也希望你可以邀请他前来我们这里头的平台，让他大显身手，好不好？So of course, without further ado, everybody, it is my pleasure to hand the time over to our guest of honor, who is none other than Mr. David Chua, Chief Executive of National Youth Council, Chairman of Scape Singapore. Sir, please.
I'm happy that Scape is still working with the Nanning Municipal Government and Cloud Bay to continue the second edition of the new Smart City Entrepreneurship and Innovation Competition in 2020. I think it's important that we continue to find opportunities for young people in China, ASEAN and Singapore to work together to find ways to innovate and find solutions for smart cities. Extraordinary times like COVID-19 require extraordinary courage. And I want us to have the courage to continue to face the odds and overcome whatever COVID-19 brings to us. So I'm glad that the competition is continuing and that we are not going to stop. So this is important. The second is that we cannot stop innovating. We need to continue to find solutions to overcome the situation that COVID-19 brings to us. The minute we stop innovating, that's when we die. So we must continue to innovate, whatever the circumstance. The third is that in the area of entrepreneurship and innovation now, we need to think about social dividends. We need to think about how to bring people together other than finding ways of living better and efficiencies in the way that we do things. Social cohesion, solidarity are now important when COVID-19 is around to drive us apart and to isolate segments of society. So remember that in your innovations now, it is all the more important to bring people together in smart cities. So again, take courage, don't stop innovating, and remember the social aspect of innovation and entrepreneurship. And I wish you all the best in the competition. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, and thank you for empowering us to give us this chance. So, of course, everybody, just like what Mr. David Chua has mentioned, innovation is empowering. And so if you have the means, if you've got the brilliant idea, then do share with us. Come join us on this amazing platform right now. And of course, right now, we will be reaching out all the way to China to find out more from Mr. Eddie Lee, Overseas Marketing Director of Cloud Bay. 所以呢，现在我们把时间交给云宝宝大数据产业发展海外市场总经理李俊毅先生。Mr. Lee, please.
Hello, everyone. The competition is open to budding entrepreneurs passionate about launching projects and also reach more youth professionals and attract them to come to Nanning. Smart Nanning aims to benefit the public, enterprise, and also governments, and focus on supporting a batch of information projects, such as refining governance, optimizing the business environment, as well as developing data governance and innovative applications. It also supports sustainable value creation for business model development and smart city innovation. I would like to invite youth professionals to join the 2020 competition and consider launch your project in Nanning. And wish you all the best in the competition and also your start journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. So, of course, China is a place that is filled with opportunities. And of course, we look forward to bringing some of you fantastic people over so that you can explore and grow and, of course, bring forth greater innovation to mankind. And of course, right now we're coming back closer to home in Singapore, where we'd like to touch base with Professor Chia Hom Man, Assistant Provost and Dean, College of Lifelong and Experiential Learning, Singapore University of Social Sciences. Professor, please.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me this morning. I'm quite pleased to be here. And I would just like to take the opportunity to start off by thanking and congratulating the organizing team for putting this together. I think this is a most meaningful event, especially in view of what is happening globally. I'm delighted that SUSS, the Singapore University of Social Sciences, is able to work with the Nanning Municipal Development and Reform Commission, the Nanning Foreign Affairs Office Government, Cloud Bay, Scape, the 2B campus to co-organize this competition. It is a wonderful and diverse partnership that I think reflects both the nature of the competition as well as the scope of collaboration needed to be truly innovative in a complex, very challenging, knowledge-based environment. Perhaps importantly, this competition seeks to bring ideas to benefit cities, to benefit the broader society, people in general. And this is very much in line with the ethos of the university, where there's a clear focus on doing good and benefiting societies through the academic activities of the university. In particular, the university recognizes that learning is a lifelong process, that each engagement with learning forms the foundation for further learning, such as what you'll be doing soon in participating in this environment. That the culmination of learning and therefore the purpose has to be a meaningful contribution to society. As such, the university, SUSS, caters to both full-time students as well as working adults through its program that are practice-oriented within a strong social science context. It enables and engages lifelong learners through its multiple learning pathway framework, striving to cater to a diverse range of learning needs, diverse range of skills and knowledge development, and very importantly, also personal interests. Through our involvement in activities such as this competition, we really hope to bring together aspiring talents to create ideas and solutions that can make a difference to society and to the needs of the people in the region. As such, in the process of developing your ideas in the weeks, months ahead, do be clear how they can be inclusive and beneficial to targeted cities and perhaps people living in those cities. Finally, while this event is structured as a competition, it is also actually a lot more. It's so much more because it offers not just an opportunity to have ideas brought into fruition, it also represents a space for collaboration, ideas generation, and most importantly, friendship and network formation. To this end, I would like to urge the participants to look beyond the competitive elements, that whether your ideas are ultimately winning entries or maybe not, that you will find within yourself the ability to enjoy the experience and learn from each other. And that even if your ideas did not quite end up winning, you would learn enough from each other to continue to develop them. Well, maybe throw them away and create new ones. That's okay. So that when other opportunity arises, and SUSS do offer such opportunity on a yearly basis, you will be ready to have another go. With that, I wish you an enjoyable and friendly competition ahead. Good luck and happy pitching. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Chia, for your wise words. Indeed, like Professor has just said, the competition is not just an area for you to showcase your capabilities. It's also a fantastic area for networking, where you can meet like-minded individuals and forge close bonds on not just a professional basis, but also a personal basis. So very much, everybody, we still like to encourage all of you to come join us and show us what you've got. And at the same time, forge bonds with some people who may very well lead to long-lasting relationships. And of course, this event would not have been possible without the man himself, the organizer. So of course, my pleasure right now to pass the time over to Caleb Low, Director, the 2B Campus and the organizing chairperson of the ASEAN division of our competition. Caleb, please.
A very good morning to our partners in China, the Nanning Municipal D&R Commission and the Foreign Affairs Office, as well as Cloud Bay, to our Singapore partners, Scape Singapore, as well as the Singapore University of Social Sciences, as well as all of you streaming in live today across the ASEAN region. Welcome to the event launch of the 2020 China-ASEAN New Smart City Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition. I'm Caleb Lau. I'm the organizing chair of this year's competition in the ASEAN division and the director of 2B Campus. My company has been founded on this mantra. If you have an idea or a product that can impact lives, the world needs to hear your voice. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit. And on a scale never seen before, we are witnessing many businesses face extremely challenging times. Many of them have lost their voice. However, as entrepreneurs, we recognize that it is when our backs are pushed against the wall, that is when the best innovative and game-changing ideas spring forth. And that is what this competition is about. It is to bring the best smart city innovation ideas across ASEAN together and potentially offer them inroads into the China market. I'm proud to be able to join hands with our partners to create this movement. So if you're a startup in ASEAN who's ready for a challenge and has an innovation or an idea that could meet the development needs of China's smart city industry, we want to give you a voice so that you can impact lives in China and beyond. You have one pitch, let's break borders. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the launch.
Thank you so much, Caleb. So like Caleb has mentioned, thinking, technology, innovation, if in normal times, it would be something similar to a tap with water flowing up. But at challenging times, the water doesn't flow, it gushes out. So that exactly is the opportunity that we would like to offer to you right over here using our platform, where you could showcase all that you've got. Now, I'm pretty sure all of us around the world, we want to have the biggest breakthrough. We want to earn big bucks. And of course, over here, in just a bit, we will be welcoming a very inspiring individual. At just a very young age of 33 years old, he has sold his internet business for $30 million. And right now, he is using his knowledge to coach other entrepreneurs to do the same who aspire to achieve such fantastic milestones in their life. It's my pleasure to pass the time over to our guest speaker, Alvin Paul.
Hey everyone, my name is Alvin Paul. I used to run Vodian and I sold it off in 2017 for $30 million. So let me share my screen right now. Cool. All right, so today I'm going to talk about how I exited for $30 million. And the way I did that was to turn my customers into raving fans. Now, I'm sure a lot of you on this show are startups. And this is something that I think will benefit because I think one of the problems that people face is that customers, they don't really, they're just numbers to businesses. But if you change that concept, it's going to be a lot more powerful. So let me begin. This is something that I think will benefit these people. I mean, if you leverage on the internet to sell and deliver, you're open-minded, you're obsessive and extreme, you believe in efficiency, you're committed, and most of all, you're willing to make sacrifices. If you are all of the above, this is something that is definitely going to appeal to you. It's definitely going to resonate with you. So a little bit more about my background. Dreamscape was the company that bought Vodian back in 2017. It was acquired for $30 million. And to give you a bit of perspective of my background, I'm not a rich. I don't come from a rich family. I was pretty poor. I only get like allowance and pocket money for typically lunch and bus rides to and fro to school, but not much other than that. So I needed a way to get money if I want to buy stuff, if I want to hang out with my friends after school. And so that began my journey of entrepreneurship. I did part-time jobs. First, I was doing door-to-door sales. I was selling stuff like that, little toy pianos and little toy watches. And I'll be going up and down buildings that you see on the right, apartment buildings, just knocking door to door, trying to sell my stuff. I'll do surveys in the same manner as well, going to household, surveying them and getting paid per survey. That was how I started. At the start, I learned programming, and I did that through this software called MRRC. I know some of you might be a bit younger, so this might be something that is very brand new to you. But back then, this was like the first generation of Slack. This software, you could download and you could chat with your friends. You had channels and you had private messaging. Most of all, you could also download theme packs, and the theme packs were what got me really interested, because I figured that you could actually customize the colors. On the left, it's the default setting, but if you download theme packs, you can actually make it like really nice. Change the colors, change the sounds, put in custom actions and functionality, and it will become something on the right. So that's the way I got started. I learned programming, I learned scripting from MRRC, and that began my journey. I started off like that, and I explored things like graphics design and web design. Over the years, when I was like 14, 15, I had a family friend approach me for help to design their website, and I didn't know better at the time. I said yes. Then I figured out how to do things, and I'm sure a lot of you as startup founders have the same thing as well. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, we don't know what's possible or what's not. We say yes first, and then we figure out how to do it. So that was my mentality back then. Thankfully, I said yes, because then I figured out how to do web design. I did it, delivered it, I got paid a token sum, but I think that changed my life, because it showed me, that it is possible that I could make money from my services and from my skills. So I became a web designer and did freelance web design projects. Then I moved on. I went to Polytechnic. That was when I met my co-founder. This is the co-founder of Volian. We were classmates, so we did everything in school together: assignments, projects, teamwork, everything. So when school holidays came, it became a natural progression. We would, because of our working relationship, translate that to part-time jobs during our school holidays. And one thing led to another. We decided to expand onto what I had as a freelance web designer, and do a lot more freelance, or rather web design projects. So that actually let me create Vodian in its first form, which was a web design studio. And this is how it looked like. This was Vodian way back in about 2002. We were actually a design company. So you see like the services on the left. That was something that we did. We did web design, logo design, web host, and then web hosting and email hosting as well. But we realized that that wasn't something that was very scalable. So then we decided to pivot. We decided to pivot from a design company, which was a services-based company, to a product-based company, which was hosting. And Vodian, as the web hoster, was born then. You can see that this kind of servers, these are literally computers, but these were like enterprise level computers. So these were the first kind of hardware purchases that we made. And I think back then we were only 19 at that time, and we put in like our first $5,000 to buy the server, and the whole entire business was literally on one server. So I'm not sure if any of you have had the experience of your computers fail on you before, but I have, and it is scary. Like an enterprise server, that's like a computer too, no different. It's just an enterprise grade thing, but it still fails. And can you imagine like 100% of your business on that server? For the first few months, we couldn't sleep. We were so afraid. And I mean, the only thing that we wanted to do was to grow fast enough so that we could have the funds to buy the next server. And we did that, thankfully enough, after a few months. So now we had 2 servers, and then we had like 50% of our customers, half on one server, half on the other. So that made things a lot more comfortable. And we kept up pace, kept growing from there. And thankfully things worked out. We moved, we rented out a 1,200 square feet office. This is something that was way back and way before WeWork or any of the co-working places were around. So we had to find our own office. So we did our own mini version of WeWork. We found 2 other companies. We shared an office. We shared the lease. We split it equally, and we took it up. So this is 4 stories of a walk-up apartment. So we had to walk up every day, walk down every day. And the very first floor had a Chinese dried goods supplier. So the first thing that we would smell every single day was the smell of dried herbs and dried vegetables and all the dried goods. And that was literally our life for many years. So at first, I didn't know how to manage staff or figure out operations. That was something that, again, we were students. We were young. We were fresh. This was our first venture, our first business, and we didn't know how to do a lot of things. Eventually, though, I figured out that one of the key things that was necessary was systems. You couldn't just like do everything in a mass of chaos. You couldn't just do everything like without structure. And that was when I realized, systems are the way to go. So it was a long journey, but we started growing. Our team grew from 2, just myself and my co-founder. We grew to 5 and then to 10. This year is one of our team bonding activities. Eventually, we grew from 10, 20 to 30. And at our largest, we were 150 people. Then I started buying all kinds of stuff. I started buying like watches. I started buying, like, I don't know if any of you seen these watches before. I'm kind of embarrassed because if you look at it, or if now that I look at it, a watch, no matter how expensive it is, like it doesn't really slow down time. In fact, it does the same thing as any other watch. And even now, I don't even have a watch. I've sold all of these things. I even went to buy a car. I bought a Lamborghini Gallardo, because this was my childhood dream. And when I thought I wanted to make it a reality. But when I did, I guess the happiest 2 days that I had were literally the day I bought the car and the day I sold the car. So I wasn't happy at all. In fact, during the journey, this is not a photo because I was so traumatized. I didn't take a photo. But my Lamborghini actually broke down. I remember on the way back from work, it broke down right in the middle of the road. I had to like call for a tow truck, and while I waited for a tow truck, it took at least like 20 minutes to come. People were just driving past, and I remember this motorcycle that just drove past, and it slowed down and it pointed at the car at me and then laughed. And that really got me thinking about the whole point of it all. And that's when I realized maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe buying these things won't make you happy. And so I started focusing on other things. That was when I realized time and freedom was so much better. And that's when I focused on like creating even more systems that gave me that time and freedom. So we started training. We started coming up with processes. We started coming up with scalable structures that helped the company grow. And it worked. I started traveling. I traveled to Perth for 1 week. That was the best vacation I had because nobody called me. Yeah, I mean, at night, I'll go to my room and I'll still handle some work. But like there were no urgent calls, no emergencies, nobody looking for me. during the day, and that was amazing. So I tested it out. I made more systems, and then I went to Europe for 3 weeks. Same thing happened. Loved it. I came back, and then I went to Niseko snowboarding, and this is literally where you're up on a mountain, and either you don't have reception or you're going down a snow slope, and you won't have the hands to hold your phone. So for the whole day, I wasn't like reachable, and still everything was great. So that was when I realized the systems that I created worked and were amazing. Eventually, in 2017, we found a perfect buyer and partner for Vodian. This was Dreamscape, like I mentioned. They came in, and we found them to be a great fit. It was a great fit of vision, of management, of processes, of the way they handled their company, team, systems as well. So we thought it was a great fit. We sold the company off to Dreamscape in 2017. And after spending a year in 2018 July, I left. And this was only possible because there were systems in place in the business. If we were still fully involved in the business, this was not possible. There was no way I could have left if I was still part of every single process, if I was still part of every single system. So the systems that we developed really worked. After the exit, one of the first things that I did was to give back. And this was my alma mater, Singapore Management University. I donated $250,000 to create a scholarship fund. And every year, there'll be a scholar. And like this is a photo of my first scholar. So I'm super proud of him. He's running his own business as well. So it's been 3 years. And we have like 3 scholars already. So I found that this really gave me a lot of fulfillment. And the 2 areas that really impact me are youths and entrepreneurship. And so that's the areas that I really want to be involved in. So that's my history, that's my background. I hope it gave you a better idea of who I am and how I came out to be, and how my business was formed. Now the next part is to tell you more about the fun part, how to scale up and how to actually turn customers into raving fans. Now, if this has been helpful, this has been useful, this has been interesting, please like, please share. I want to see more comments as well. We're going to have a Q&A. If these are points that are pertinent, you find it useful, I want to know. Drop me a comment. I'm looking at the live stream right now. So yeah, so drop the comments, and I can know what you guys are finding interesting. I can find out what you guys are finding useful. So let's get into it. Scaling up. Now, this is the journey that all entrepreneurs face. I know, I've been there before. All of you as startup founders, this is what happens. In our minds, there's always a plan. This plan is nice and rosy. It's a straight line. Nothing happens. Rainbows in the horizon. Nice and easy journey. This never happens in reality. In reality, it's what happens below. It's pitfalls, it's valleys. You run away from obstacles. You try to have you have to cross lakes and ponds, and storms happen. Like look at the picture. The guy is really having a really hard time, and this is literally what happens when you run a business, when you run a startup. And that's why systems are so important. When I ran my business, it was something that I felt that was really necessary to have systems in place, because systems take away a lot of these unknown variables. It helps us create structures so that we don't get like waylaid, or we don't get sidetracked by all these things that happen in our journey. So the way I do that is with my proven methodology called the 5E scale engine. So the 5E scale engine happens this way. There are 2 main parts to it. One involves you as an entrepreneur, and the other part involves your business. And they all come together in sequence. The first principle is evolve. And this has got to do with purely the entrepreneur. Your mindset that you have, your environment, your peers, this is something that I faced way back. When I first started, the mindset that I had versus when I was running a 5-6 figure business when Vodian was 5-6 figures versus when I was running Vodian at 7-8 figures was completely different. And therefore, your vision needs to be updated. It's like taking part in a horse race and focusing purely on the horse. The horse is like your business, right? But that's not true. The horse isn't all of it. The jockey also is important. The jockey needs to be fit. The jockey needs to be healthy. The jockey needs to have the skills in order to actually control the horse and win the race. And together, that's what happens. So this is the combination of man and machine, the entrepreneur and his business. And that's why it's so important to have this as the very first pillar. So the next pillar is envision. Now, for all my clients, I always harp on vision. Why is vision important? Because if you don't know where you're going, any road will lead you there. And for entrepreneurs, the one main thing that really happens and distracts us is the shiny object syndrome. If we don't know our vision, we will always be confused. We will always be distracted. We will always say yes to opportunities that will take our time, money, attention away. Now, this means that we're going to go all over the place. So having a vision is so important. I look at it, I break it down into 4 stages to have a future broken down in 4 stages. I also have a business model, to look at your business model and making sure that your business model makes sense and can actually work. Is this useful for you guys? Let me know. I see some comments. Dalton, Jim, Ikibal. Yeah, let me know, guys. I think this is going to be awesome. Is this Bob? I think I know who he is. All right. So the next pillar that I have is empower. Once we have the first 2 parts, which involve the entrepreneur and maybe for envision a little bit of the business, now we move on completely to the business aspect of things. Now in empower, we talk about the team that we have. It can be contracted, it can be salaried, but basically these are the people that are working for the business. And as an entrepreneur, one of your main things that you need to do is to communicate what you have in your brain, what you have in your mind into words, into processes, into things that your team can take action on. Your team would then know what's going on, how to behave, how to act, and again, this is literally why the vision is so important. So in Manpower, we talk about hiring systems that allow you to attract A-star players, allow you to train them, allow you to grow them, and most importantly of all, allow you to retain them. So Empower is super important because of that. The next pillar is engage. Now that you have everything about your team and yourself fixed, then we move on to the engage part of the business, which is all about the customer journey. Now, who is your customer? Your customer most directly is the guy that pays you money, but on top of that, it could be also your supplier, it could be also your partners. We have to define the activities that happen in Engage. And I'll talk more about this because this is literally how you change or transform customers into raving fans. The last pillar, and this is that is a reason why it's the last pillar. It can't be something that it happens at the start, because execute is all about efficiency. And I like to say, I can be in a race with Usain Bolt, the world's fastest man, and I would still beat him. The only thing that he has to do is to run in the wrong direction. And that is literally what happens most of the time for businesses, because they focus on the wrong things, they focus on things in the wrong order, and because of that, they literally do not have the right kind of mindset, the right kinds of focus, and as a result, efficiency rather than improving drops, or maybe efficiency for the right thing drops. So to do this, I have an efficiency multiplier framework. This will really help structure your thoughts and really refine your focus. Now, the way I turn customers into raving fans is at the engage pillar. And how this is done is through the customer journey. Now, in a customer journey is made out of 5 steps. There's discovery right at the top. And as you move on, there's consideration, conversion, fulfillment, and renewal. What does this mean? If you like this, like and share, and I'll go into the details. So discovery is the stage where the customer, or rather the prospect, doesn't know about you. The prospect literally is brand new. He or she is not product aware, is not brand aware, is not solution aware. That means, like for example, if you are running an F&B outlet, maybe the customer doesn't even know that he or she likes dessert, right? And if you're running a dessert chain, then that's a problem because, like, first of all, the customer doesn't even know what dessert is. Second of all, if the customer is not aware of your brand, then that's also a problem because you don't really have a way to reach out to the customer. The customer knows that they're hungry, they want dessert, but they don't know that your brand exists. Now that's a problem too. So this is what happens at discovery, and the problem, and the thing is, I guess a lot of entrepreneurs start thinking that that's going to be the main bulk of where their focus is. But again, that's a falsehood, because as you grow your business and as you scale your business starts to become this bucket of water. And the more water you hold, like think of water as your customers. The more water you hold in your bucket, the better, right? And so people start trying to force more water into the bucket. The problem is the bucket is leaky. It has holes in it. If a bucket has holes in it, then you're going to have a problem again, because no matter how much water you get, it's going to leak out, it's going to flow out, and you're never going to hold everything. So that is what happens when you have your business and your operations aren't solid. When you don't have the ability to convert well, you don't have the ability to fulfill well, and you don't have the ability to have your customers renew with you. So I mean, the best way to look about it is if a customer goes through the whole journey with you, buys your product, gets it, and then does not renew. At the end of his, he uses your product or your service, and at the end of it, he's like, I wasn't very happy, I'm going to go to your competitor. And that's what happens. And imagine like doing all that above. You've done the discovery stage, you've done the consideration stage, you've done the conversion, and you've actually educated a customer. Now at the end, after the customer has tried your product, he's like, this is not for me. And he jumps over to your competitor. So you spend all that effort, all that money, all that time nurturing, educating that customer, and have him like go over to your competitor. Now that's something that is really common, and that is how that is how the customer journey should be evaluated and should be used. You shouldn't have everything right at the start where you focus all your efforts and all your funds on to discover, to improve the discovery or the consideration process. You should focus a lot of your attention on the end as well, like in fact, not the end, but rather the holistic approach to your customer journey. How do you make sure that you have actions for each and every stage of the customer journey so that you have a really good customer experience? And that was literally what we focused on. When we provided web hosting, we wanted to provide the best web hosting experience to our customers. And that meant providing, we broke it down. We had 4 pillars that we focused on. We had speed, stability, support, and security. We made sure that everything that we did in our company provided one or more of these solutions, because these were the 4 things that all customers wanted. And so our product fulfillment was one of our main focus. To give you an idea of what I mean, in our company, we only had 5 sales staff and we had over 100 support staff. That gives you an idea of the kind of difference that we placed on product versus sales. And that's how you change and transform your customers into raving fans. So that's a really quick summary of the 5E scale engine. Again, your plan is something that is in your mind, but you need systems, you need structures, you need processes, and you need a way to translate it into reality. And more importantly, help you take care of the ups and downs of the true reality of entrepreneurship, to make sure that you are able to handle whatever reality throws at you. So I hope this sharing has been helpful and useful for all of you. Let's have some Q&A. If you guys have questions, if you guys have comments, let me know. You can leave a comment and I can answer it. In the meantime, my playbook is available. It gives you a summary of the 5E scale engine. You can download it at alvinpaul.com/playbook. If you find that useful, like, share. You can tag me as well. You can write a post about your takeaways and you can share that also.
That's right. Thank you very much, Alvin, for sharing. I'm pretty sure through the comments, we've seen quite a lot of love and appreciation. And of course, some quite witty ones, I must say. So of course, to Alvin, we've got some questions as well as a lot of love over here. So first of all, we have from Dalton. Okay, Dalton has mentioned that sometimes as an entrepreneur, we also chasing revenue and neglected systems and admin tasks. And I think this is really a very common issue that is faced by many entrepreneurs. What do you think about this?
That is literally what I was referring to in my my slide about the customer journey. That's so important because as we grow, we start to lose sight on the entire business as a whole, and we just focus on the main parts or the front parts of the customer journey, which is marketing and sales. But once you do marketing and sales, and if you don't do fulfillment, then you don't really have a business. You just have a marketing. You just have something that you market and you sell to. And it's not something that's long term. People are going to leave you. Your customers are going to leave you. Your customers are going to jump ship and go to your competitor. And this is something that I tell all my clients. The advocacy part is completely gone. No, advocacy is usually two parts. There's positive and negative. You want your customers to tell their friends about your business and service. That's a positive advocacy. But you don't want negative advocacy. That's when you do a bad job such that the customer doesn't not just tell their friends, but the customer tells their friends not to use you. And that is terrible. That literally undermines everything that you do in your business. You can spend $10 to acquire a customer, but then you not only lose them, but you actually lose any future friends or referrals that you can have also.
Definitely. And of course, I see some of your raving fans who just joined us as well. Not too long ago, I've got Derek Chu, who says that you are his idol. And of course, we also have Imran, who says that you are his hero. And I believe earlier on there was a very interesting hashtag. Let me just go and find it. From Ikibao-san. He says, hashtag, when I grow up to be like Alvin Paul. So of course, definitely, Alvin, you are truly, truly inspiring, and we're so grateful for you sharing all of these pearls of wisdom right over here. So, of course, I've also got a question from Caleb himself. So Caleb was asking, okay, how did you scale your mindset? The ability to think at 7 to 8 figures at such a young age is definitely inspiring.
I think this is something that all entrepreneurs need to develop. This is something that didn't just happen to me overnight. It was a system of, it was a process of iteration. It was a process of optimization. And this is something that will happen, or rather will need to happen in your business as well. You need to have the self-awareness and you need to have the mindset that nothing is perfect and everything can be improved. I realized I can't remember when, but like over the years, I realized that the business was just one aspect. I needed to improve my mindset as well because of the things that were happening in my business. When I was growing Vodian way from the start, it was always, how do I do this? How do I handle this problem? How do I solve this? This was when we were 5 or 6 figures. As we grew and developed and scaled up to 7, 8 figures, that mindset shifted. And this is the mindset that CEOs and entrepreneurs need to have. It needs to shift from how I solve this problem to how we solve this problem. Because once you do that, your focus shifts and starts increasing or starts involving, number one, your team, and number two, your systems. Once you do that, you start focusing on the right things and allow your company to really scale. Otherwise, guess what? You're the bottleneck.
Wow, truly. It's really about realignment of your mindset from time to time and also adapting to the growing times indeed. So of course, we've got quite a question from Jim over here. Jim asks, okay, what are your biggest tips to optimize your personal self to build a better business? For example, work out once a day, optimize sleep by drinking nighttime tea, etc. Read books once per day, avoid blue lights after 6 p.m. Any other tips that you might have? I think too many entrepreneurs talk about the new shiny, but not enough about good old sleep. What exactly are your thoughts?
So I think when we say we need to lead a healthy lifestyle or we need to have a routine, the thing about it is that it's highly individual. So the way I teach my clients is to actually experiment and to test. And the way we do that is to not experiment and test on everything, but to experiment and test on certain symptoms that we know are holding us back. For example, if we are tired throughout the day or we keep falling sick, then that's like a root cause. That's something that we want to address. And from there, we start addressing aspects of our lives that we know should be optimized. Like if we constantly are waking up or like waking up at odd hours or we are not getting restful sleep, then we need to do other things about our sleep, about our rest. Blackout curtains, sleeping earlier, turning off devices, blue light. I mean, all these are all things that can be tested. The thing I realized is that everybody's reaction to these things is different. Like just because blue light affects me doesn't mean blue light affects you in the same way. Maybe there are other ways to do it, and that's why there are so many studies done. And when studies are done, they are done with like hundreds of people because everybody has a different kind of reaction. You might be in the 10% that has no reaction at all, and so therefore that particular activity might not work for you. And that's literally how I look at most things, including scaling up businesses. I look at intent, and I call it a waterfall of intent, which is to start with the end result first and then optimize from there. So just like how we optimize our businesses, we need to optimize ourselves as well. And that's how I handle the evolve pillar.
I see. Thank you so much. Now, we also hear from Jacqueline. So Jacqueline was saying a very good sharing of knowledge to educate and experience to engage in this sharing. Did you take any internship during school holidays? And I think also, Alvin, maybe, just do a very quick shout out to all of the students right now. I think now they also feel a bit unsure of how things are developing because COVID has affected their regular school routine. So even if they were to take up internships, it wouldn't be the regular experience that we are looking at. Would you have anything to say about this?
Well, I love this because this goes back to the main point of internships again. So if we have the end result in mind, which is to develop experience and industry, particularly industry experience, then maybe an internship doesn't necessarily need to be the only way to do it. There could be other ways to get that experience. Also, you could do stuff that happens on a freelance basis. You could do stuff that maybe you don't need to charge for it, but you could actually help people with their portfolios, or you could help people with like certain projects, and that increases your worth and your experience as a person. And I think that fulfills what people normally look out for in an internship. So many ways about it. A traditional way of applying for internship that also works, but like look at your end result, look at what you want to do, look at what you want to achieve, and then figure out the better ways or the other alternative ways of doing it. Maybe there are others. So yeah.
Indeed. So keeping the goal in mind is very, very paramount. Okay. So very last question from Benjamin. Okay. So Benjamin asks, what drives you now that you've exited your startup, traveled the world, etc.? What is your motivation?
So right now, and this is something I discovered in the past year, I want to give back, and I want, like, my personal vision right now is to grow the next generation of 7-8 figure entrepreneurs, to have a real close knit community, so that everybody is. One of my beliefs is that the community is bigger than any one individual. So if we have a community like that, it's going to be a lot more powerful. Everybody grows, the community will grow even more, and everybody will benefit. So that's my vision, to build up that community of next generation of 7-8 figure entrepreneurs.
Thank you so much, Alvin, for your sharing. I think it is indeed very great wisdom that we've all learned in this short span of time right over here in this morning. Nonetheless, I understand that maybe some of you are a bit shy and you don't quite dare to post your comments. Nonetheless, you can always reach out to Alvin. You can always head over to his website, alvinpaul.com, and send an email or even reach out to him via Facebook so that he will be able to share even greater wisdom with you. Once again, thank you, Alvin, for joining us here. We appreciate your time and effort. Thank you so much.
Cool, it's an honor.
So, of course, everybody, like what Alvin has echoed, it's very important to build a community of like-minded individuals who are all striving towards a common goal. So, similarly, over here at our competition, we also hope to utilize this platform to gather all of these brilliant minds to come together. And maybe by tapping on each other's potential, we can grow by leaps and bounds. So, of course, for those of you who are thinking of joining the competition and maybe you've got some questions, so why not hear from our past participants themselves? So it's my pleasure to bring up our past year's participants. First of all, we've got Erwan Bodesco, co-founder and CEO of Augmented Industrial Procedure Digitalization. And of course, we also have Cassandra Xia, founder and CEO, Gen Connect. Andrea Stolz, Managing Director, Budding Innovations Private Limited, EcoWorld Tech. Nupair, co-founder of ASMA, Alzheimer Medical Alliance. And last but not least, Mao, co-founder of Customize. So a very big thank you to all of our past year's participants joining us. We understand that you all have busy schedules, but we very much appreciate your time and effort to join us here on this platform. So before we begin, can I please invite you to do a self-introduction and tell us more about what exactly was your project when you partook in the competition last year? Perhaps we'd like to start with Erwan, please.
Yeah, sure. I'm the CEO of Augmented, and basically, what we do is we developed a platform allowing industrials to digitize their technicians' workflows within weeks and without coding. For decades, frontline workers were set aside, and industrials didn't really make an effort to provide them with the tools to take the turn of digital, right? The vast majority of those technicians are still working with pen and paper, and at Augmented, we basically offer them a solution where they can convert those paper-based workflows to specialized applications running on mobile phones, tablets, and smart glasses. This is really similar to a website builder in the concept, where without coding, you can create your website choosing features and just deploying to the internet. So we extracted that concept and adapted it to industrials. And with our platform, you can just select a template, choose your layout, select among the library of pre-developed features, and you can deploy those applications to your technicians within a matter of days and or a few weeks without any coding required. Just to finish on that, among all the features, we already developed the remote assistance, for example, which has a lot of traction at the moment, especially with COVID. The experts can't travel at the moment to solve the issues in the plants, in the manufacturing site. We are able to perform the remote maintenance of those plants. This is only one of the features that we developed. And the technician is basically instantly upskilled into a super engineer. So a lot of people are talking about Industry 4.0, focusing on automation and IoT. At Augmented, we talk about the Technician 4.0, providing tools to make his job easier and more efficient by digitizing all the workflows.
I see. Thank you so much, Erwan. Now, of course, Erwan, we understand that you're all the way in Europe right now. Thank you for joining. Despite the time difference, we really appreciate that. And of course, for those of you who are watching online, if you've got any questions for our past year participants, be sure to leave a comment in the Facebook segment. Next, we'd like to hear from a lady. Can I move on to Nupair, all the way from Thailand? Sawadika.
Sawadika. So, hi, my name is Neil-Pair, and I'm a co-founder of Asthma Alzheimer Medical Alliance. Asthma is a tracking device for Alzheimer patients, which can provide the real-time help through crowdsourcing technology. So, because of when we do the customer journey for patient, the Alzheimer patient lost missing. So we see that one mistake that people tend to perceive Alzheimer patient is they were driving crazy and then they just ran away from the house. But actually, this disease can occur anytime. So that means the patient get into the risk for missing from the house at any time. They can just go into the department store and then they forgot the way to be back home. So basically, we will provide a chip that connected with the application, and it will be able to track and track the patient via the GPS tracking and provide the real-time help by finding the nearest user through crowdsourcing to help ensure the security of the patient before the caretaker reach to the patient. And also my project won the first prize in this award in this competition for the last year in the open category session.
Thank you, Nupair. Now, I think we've all felt very frantic when we lost items that are so very dear to us. What more about a family or somebody so close to you who's got lost because of Alzheimer's? So over here, we can see that Nupair's innovation has truly been very, very helpful. Next, we'd like to move on to Andre. Andre, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andre from Germany, but I've been in Singapore for over 10 years. And I'm the co-founder of the venture builder firm called Budding Innovations. And together with my Belgian co-founder, Dr. Bert Groban, we have left well-paid corporate jobs to really follow our passion to create an even bigger impact to human health and environment. So our first venture that we've built is EcoWorth Tech. It's a clean tech startup in the water remediation and waste-to-worth area. And we have been commercializing an environmentally friendly super absorbent sponge technology here that is capable of separating organics like oils from water. So over the last couple of months, we've been deploying our solutions with industrial wastewater clients and oil decontamination clients and been able to really secure our first paying customer. And we're now in the positions where we are raising funds to even scale up the technology further, make a bigger impact. And last year, in last year's competitions, we were able to actually win the first prize in Nanning. So I'm happy to be on this panel.
Thank you so much, Andre. We are absolutely delighted to have you back with us as well. And of course, now we'll want to move on to Cassandra. Cassandra, please.
Hi, I'm from Gen Connects, and our mission is to improve the lives of seniors with dementia and also their caregivers. And how we do this is to provide holistic and efficient rehabilitation for multi-sensory stimulation, cognitive and motor skills for nursing homes, hospitals, and care centers. We also address the untapped source of data through gameplay and to provide real-time automated insights as well as personalized recommendations for seniors. And instead of actually having to do assessments which are done quite manually right now, we can actually automate the process and to provide hundreds to thousands of man-hour savings per institution. And in addition to that, when we actually look at group analysis, we can actually understand how seniors' conditions are improving or declining. And this helps us to not only have a better understanding of each senior, but to understand how we can improve the care for all seniors with dementia. We also have other projects that we work on where we effectively use AI to convert seniors with dementia to designers with dementia. So we have quite a few empowering projects and we hope to improve the dementia scene. Yeah, thank you.
Definitely very inspiring to hear how you are helping out, lending a helping hand to those with dementia, and most importantly, the people who truly care about them but don't quite know what to do. Now, last but not least, can we also hear from Mao, please?
Hi, good morning. So I'm Mal from SUTD, co-founder of Customize, and my team is researching on developing a new mechanism for orthopedic cuts. So actually the idea came about when I fractured my own arm and had to go through the long and excruciating journey to recovery. So the problem is that the traditional methods of using plaster and fiberglass and cast had really left unchanged for the decades. So with that, we are experimenting with 3D printing with sustainable filament materials to introduce custom fit casts for our patients in an attempt for a more comfortable and faster recovery for the fractured patient. Thank you.
Thank you, Mao. Okay, so of course, everybody, for those of you who are tuning in, watching this live, if you've got any questions for our past year participants, then be sure to leave a comment. And of course, we see some comments coming in right now. First of all, we've got Ting Ho Liu, who says, hello, familiar faces. So Ting Ho is shouting out to all of you. And of course, Desmond has also mentioned that, he definitely appreciates Erwan. He says, great stuff, Erwan. Okay. Caleb also mentions that Andre has definitely dominated the stage last year. So thankful for all of you sharing, So, of course, right now, the second question, okay, what was your most memorable experience in the competition last year? So, Erwan, would you like to begin once again?
Sorry, the sound went off. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, okay. So, Erwan, the question to you is, what was the most memorable experience in the competition last year?
I think it was definitely when we got to China for the final. I think Eddie and Ho really hosted us the best way they could. Really appreciated the effort that they made to make us discover Nanning, their company as well, Cloud Bay, and it was really an exciting moment, especially for me because it was the first time in China. I'm based in Singapore, but first time in China, and having a host like that was just amazing. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll also like to hear from Nupe.
So I think I had so many memorable experience over there, but I think my most memorable experience was like it quite some funny story for me. So when we were in Nanning, Eddie and Judge Ho were excellent in taking care of us, especially with our meal. So every time they would always took us to the nice and fancy restaurant, which is like has a round Chinese table, which you have to rotate the food while you're eating. And me and my friend, we were so unlucky. So we all always sat at the end of the corner. So when the food come to us, all the food on my favorite plate were all gone. And until the very last day, I told my friend that I have to tell everyone that I want to eat some of my favorite plates. So I said that I haven't eat much about like what my favorite plates, and everyone was like laughing, and they let me choose the seeds that in the beginning of the food cycle, and I was really it was very grateful for me. and however, but like I was really appreciate everyone worry about my meal, and especially Jadho and Eddie that were excellent in taking care of us all the way in the Nanning, China. That was quite a fun story for me.
Well, food is definitely the way to a person's heart, and we can sense it very, very strongly over here at Nupesh sharing. But nonetheless, I think it really showcases how much of a bond that you've built over time. Everybody's in a foreign land, but at the same time, we're also looking up for one another, just like family. Next, we'd like to move on to Andre. Andre, please.
Yeah, so for me, there were two memorable experiences. I think on one side, the event was well organized and the hospitality was incredible. So both in Singapore, where Startup X last year organized it, hospitality was really good, as well as by Cloud Bay in China. So another experience was, of course, standing on the big stage in a TV studio in Nanning. So without basically any audience, and the biggest screen very far in the back. So that was, I think, one of one of the eventful experiences there. And that was even pre-COVID time. So
Thank you very much, Andre. What about you, Cassandra?
I think for me, there were quite a few components. Firstly, I really enjoyed the food as well. And I think that being able to actually share our ideas with all the different startups, learning from each other, seeing which other components we could improve on. I think that was very helpful in understanding the different components that we could possibly scale our business in. And also when it came to like different kinds of situations that different participants had. For me, for example, I had to fly off to London right after my pitch. So there were special arrangements made such that I could pitch first and then quickly hop on a cab and go to the airport. So I thought that this kind of flexible arrangements made it really easy to go through that whole process.
Wow, definitely. I mean, imagine missing a flight. That would be very, very scary. Almost a nightmare, I must say. I'm so glad that you managed to catch a flight as well. Okay, and last but not least, Mom, please.
Yeah, hi, for me, it's actually that simple idea of traveling overseas to compete with so many participants from different countries. Yeah, it's such a memorable experience for me. And definitely the opportunity to pitch in front of the live audience in the studio. So when all the cameras and the lights shining at you, it's kind of exciting, but as well as nerve-wracking at the same time. And of course, the experience of having to put up a lot of heavy makeup, especially in the studio, was kind of a fun one for me as well. Yeah, so these are kind of the more memorable ones for me during the whole trip to Nani itself.
Thank you very much, Mao. So I believe everybody, through the past participant sharing, you can be assured that hospitality is definitely something that they all remember. They were all very well taken care of. So even if this is your very first trip to China, don't worry, you are in absolutely good hands. Okay, final question to all of you. Okay, can you tell me one thing that you like to say to those who are interested in joining? Maybe they're very new to this whole startup thing, or they are very new to competitions. Any inspiring words, any pearls of wisdom that you'd like to share with them? Erwan, please.
I don't know if it is coming from wisdom, but just give it all. Give it all when you present. Don't be shy. Present it clearly. I think that's really important. Just bring your passion on the stage. Be concise and just try to impress. Right? That's the word.
Thank you very much, Nupe.
So I would say that please don't miss these amazing opportunities. And I have joined many conferences and competition, and I could assure you that this event was like one of my most memorable and favorite one. And I learned a lot from this event. I have grown up a lot from this event. So I think that if these amazing opportunities and memories can happen with me, and I think it will happen with you when you join this competition also. And I think like don't limit yourself and be bold to challenge yourself always. And as you mentioned before, that you don't be afraid about the complexity of joining this event, because the staff here, especially you guys, Startup Egg, Jadho, Eddie, were really nice and always here to help like you through the entire journey from Singapore to Nanning, China.
Thank you. What about you, Andre?
Yeah, I think this is really an opportunity and a chance for all passionate entrepreneurs to showcase what they do, to show their passions, but also to really start making an impact. I mean, the event gives you a chance to connect with very experienced people, with clients, some investors eventually, but also elevates you on a stage where you do get some exposure. And it's fun, definitely. Have you seen, you also build many good friends, other entrepreneur, like-minded people. Yeah, so if you don't want to miss this opportunity, go ahead and apply. All the best.
Thank you so much. Cassandra?
I would think when you present your pitch, to kind of think long-term of what you can achieve, think strategically about the components that you need, And I think like what the other participants also mentioned, think about how you can impress, because basically you need to have you need to fit every single component right, such that when you pitch, you'll be able to not only impress the audience, but also help them see the opportunities that they can actually come in and help you build your business as well.
Thank you, Mao.
Yes, for me, I would like to say that no matter who you are, be a student with a research project or even a businessman with a company, I think the Smart City competition will definitely be a wonderful opportunity for you, as you can see from all of our participants and enjoy ourselves. And really been an eye-opener for us to visit the NAN Innovation Center and really to expose yourself and gain some experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So of course, everybody, like you can see over here, our past year participants, they come from different walks of life, different backgrounds, and it is this competition that bonded all of them together. So a very big thank you to all 5 of you. Mercy, Danke, 谢谢, Kabunka. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We truly appreciate you sharing, and it has been a fantastic time. And of course, everybody, these are the contact information from all of our panelists. So if you like to reach out to them, if you think that there could be some potential areas of collaboration, or you like to just befriend them on a personal basis, do reach out to them. We have all of these information laid out over here. You can just take a quick screen cap and then reach out to them later on. Once again, to all of our 5 years past participants, thank you for your time and effort in joining us this morning. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And of course, once again, everybody, in the comment section, I see so many of you joining us. Thank you. If you've got any likes, comments, be sure to just leave it in the comment section and we will address them from time to time. And of course, I see Hendra. Hendra says that, hi, we are from Indonesia and we are ready to join this year. Terima kasih. Thank you so much, Hendra. We also look forward to receiving your entries. Now, of course, for those of you who want to embark on this journey, we welcome you with open arms. But I'm pretty sure you may have some questions in your mind, and who better to answer them than Caleb. So Caleb would like to bring you up front again to share with us more about the competition announcements. Caleb, please.
All right, thank you, Karen. So we are literally minutes away from officially opening up registrations. So before we do that, I'm going to run through very briefly a quick overview of the competition video. And right after my segment, go to our Facebook page and click on the link and start applying non-stop, all right? So I'm going to share my screen now. Oh. Let me just check. I'll try again. Oh. Let's see. Okay, you know what? That's all right. What I'll do is I will exit full screen mode. Okay, let me just share it via here then. Apologies for that. So welcome back again to our competition, One Pitch Breaking Borders. Okay, so who are we looking for? We're looking for the best ASEAN startups that have an innovation or an idea that could meet the development needs of China's smart city industry. So if this is something that you are currently planning to do, this competition is just the one for you. Okay, so our timeline, there are 3 major milestones. Today, on the 16th of September, a Wednesday, we're going to open up registration at 12 p.m. sharp. Right, our submission deadlines for all your executive page, all your content. The submission deadline for that is on the 10th of October. On the 19th and 20th of October, we're going to run our preliminaries this year. Okay, the preliminaries will consist of the ASEAN division. Concurrently, there will be the China division preliminaries running at the same time. Okay, so on day 1, on day 2, it's a 2-day event. Okay, after the preliminaries, you'll get our top eight participants from each category, and they will advance to the grand finals. The grand finals will be streamed live from China. All events this year will be held virtually, right? So these are the two categories that we are looking to open up the application to. We have first the startup category as well as the comprehensive category. The startup category is open for students or maybe even teams with early stage smart city ideas. There is no minimum viable product required. For the comprehensive category, this is usually for established startups that are working on smart city solutions, but a minimum viable product is required. Okay, so a key criteria is all projects must be relevant to the smart city landscape in China. So a little bit of overview on the competition format. Let's look at the ASEAN division preliminaries first. It's going to be a 2-day. On day 1, we are going to open up for the startup participants. On day 2 is for the comprehensive participants. How are we going to pitch? It will consist of a 6 to 8 minute pre-recorded video pitch in English, okay, followed by a 5-minute live Q&A with our judges. Right? Again, this will be done in English. The preliminaries will be streamed live on our Facebook page, just as it is doing right now, right, and our YouTube channel as well. So make sure you share your pitch and the competition to the public. And the top 8 teams will be determined at the end of each day, and they will advance to the grand finals on the 5th of November. Okay, the grand finals will consist of a 10 to 12 minute pre-recorded video pitch in English, because we want to give you more time to share your ideas to potential investors, to MNCs who could have a positive impact in your business, followed by a live 5-minute Q&A from the judges, once again in English. Okay, and the grand finals will be streamed live from China. So the competition prize, we have a total of 320,000 RMB as prize for the open and the comprehensive category. We'll be awarding the prize to the top 3 teams, as well as a little consolation for the next 3 best winners per category. Okay, so to help you to enhance your chances of succeeding in this competition, my team and I, we have created a 3-tiered support system for your startup. Firstly, when you register, you will immediately receive an email containing a power pitch preparation package. Okay, this is a carefully crafted collation of online resources that will focus on helping you to develop your MVP, your product market fit, business modeling, presentation design, and even pitching. So use this as a framework to prepare for the preliminaries to stand a high chance of succeeding in this year's competition. This will be available to all participants. After the preliminaries, as we have selected our top 16 teams to advance to the grand finals, we're going to have a virtual training by Singapore's top trainers, right? And this will be targeted training specifically for those who need to shine at the ASEAN China stage. So you'll receive training on things like online marketing and PR, virtual training as essentials, so on and so forth. On top of that, you also will receive one-to-one highly personalized coaching by our elite mentors. These mentors chosen have experience of working in China, have vast experience in the startup scenes, both locally as well as in the region, right? And they will work one-on-one with you to ensure that your pitch strategy is in tip-top condition for the grand finals in China. Okay, so how do you apply? This right here before you is the registration link, bit.ly/China-ASEAN Comp. Alternatively, you could just screenshot this page and scan the QR code. This will lead you directly into our website, and from there, you may commence your registration. Just about any minute right now, you should be able to see this link appear in our Facebook page. So that's also where you can register. It is also where you can share this link with all your startup communities as well. Let's bring it in and allow them to experience the China-ASEAN startup competition. Okay, but more importantly, we're always going to have key updates on this competition. So where are you going to find them? Well, our Facebook page is going to be the hub for every single key update of this China-ASEAN competition. So I highly encourage all of you to not just share this page, but to like it as well, and even go one step further to follow this page. So this is the link of our facebook.com, China-ASEAN Comp, or scan this QR code. Once the link appears on your desktop or on your mobile phone, like it straight away so that you'll be kept abreast of the latest and key information that you will need. And last but not least, if you have any questions or queries regarding this competition, please reach out to this following email address, competition@2bcompass.com. Okay, it is competition at2bcompass.com. An alternate means is to reach us through Messenger on our Facebook page. Okay, with that, stay tuned, look out for the registration link in our Facebook page, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Caleb. So, of course, to all of our friends who would love to join us, okay, we look forward to receiving all of your entries. So, are you ready for the official launch of our competition? I hope you are. Let's check out a video right now. So, of course, everybody, with that, it's my pleasure to officially announce the China-ASEAN New Smart City Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition is officially open. And we definitely look forward to start sending in all of your entries and to have all of you brilliant minds gathered together to tap on each other and, of course, to improve the living conditions for mankind worldwide. So, of course, the link to register has been shared with you. Do remember the closing date is on 10 October 2359 Singapore time. That is GMT +8. Once again, the closing date is 10 October 2359 Singapore time, GMT +8. Now, of course, this event would not have been possible without the fantastic support from many organizations as well as individuals. So, which is why, on behalf of the organizing committee, we would also like to express our thanks to the following partners. They include Nanning Municipal DNR Commission, Nanning Foreign Affairs Office, Cloud Bay Big Data, the 2B Campus, Scape Singapore, Singapore University of Social Sciences, and of course, not forgetting the following individuals. They include Mr. Adi Lee, Mr. David Chua, Professor Chia Hom Man, Mr. Alvin Paul, as well as our 5 past year participants. That includes Erwan, Cassandra, Andre, Nupe, and Mao. Thank you each and every single one of you for you making our event a success. And of course, everybody, don't forget, if you haven't liked our Facebook page, then be sure to do so. Once again, the Facebook page is China-ASEAN New Smart City Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition. Now, I believe a big number of you are all watching from this Facebook Live. So if you haven't given us a like and a follow, then be sure to do so right now so that you can get all the latest information delivered right to your feed. And of course, don't forget, if you know anybody who fits the bill and you think may just be looking for this opportunity that the competition affords, then be sure to tell them about this fantastic platform so that they too will be able to showcase their abilities and be able to shine brightly on stage. So last but not least, please do remember that the submission deadline is 10 October 2020, 2359, 10 October 2359 Singapore time. That is GMT +8. And of course, if you've got any inquiries, you can always send us a Facebook message, or if you prefer to email, then the official email is enquiriescompetition@2bcampus.com. enquiriescompetition@2bcampus.com. Once again, my name is Karen. Thank you so much for joining us here, and we look forward to receiving all of your fantastic entries in time to come. All the best to all of you, and we'll see you soon right over here at the competition. That is the China-ASEAN New Smart City Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition 2020.